Good morning. Welcome once again to the Wednesday morning meditation. And the reading for today is taken from the Daily Office in the Book of Common Prayer, Year 2, Proper 10, on Wednesday of that week. So let us take just a portion of that gospel reading that is suggested for this day. Matthew 25, let's look at verses 34 to 40. And as I read through this with you, I invite you into a little bit of a Lectio Divina, sacred reading of this text. And so just look at the words, hear the words, allow them to just go through you. And listen closely, just notice for a word or a phrase that jumps out for you. Come, you that are blessed by my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you. For I was hungry, and you gave me food. I was thirsty, and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger, and you welcomed me. I was naked, and you gave me clothing. I was sick, and you took care of me. I was in prison, and you visited me. And then the righteous will answer, Lord, when was it that we saw you hungry and gave you food, or thirsty and gave you something to drink? And when was it that we saw you a stranger and welcomed you, or naked and gave you clothing? And when was it that we saw you sick or in prison and visited you? And the king will answer them, Truly I tell you, just as you did it to one of the least of these, you did it to me. So where I have landed with that reading is right on verse 35. I was a stranger and you welcomed me. The rule of Saint Benedict is 1,500 years old. Isn't that incredible that a writing is still been around 1,500 years later and more or less intact. It has changed some through the years, but the basic premise is still there. And although it's 1,500 years old, the rule, as it is called, contains insights for the ages. Somehow, even though it was used in ancient times, it's still relevant and has a freshness to it. And if you visit a Benedictine monastery, like the one in Subiaco, Arkansas, where we've taken many people from St. Paul's Cathedral on pilgrimages through the years. The last time was 7 or 8 years ago. The monk in charge of the guest house will tell you that hospitality, how they welcome the guest, is of utmost importance to that monastic community. For everyone living in the monastery, including the abbot or the abbess, and the guest who presents themselves is honored. The Christ in that person is welcomed and treated well. So one of the chapters in the rule draws on this very verse where my attention has landed today. Jesus saying to his followers, I was a stranger and you welcomed me. And when your lives show the gift of hospitality, Jesus says, that's when you have inherited my kingdom. You are inheritors of my kingdom when this is accomplished in your life. So there are many, many ways that we can welcome the stranger, welcome the guest, or offer that cup of cool water is another way of saying it to the one who is thirsty. And in doing so, lives can be changed. For instance, when I came into the Episcopal Church for the first time as an adult and not even intending to come back the next week, I didn't even know that I needed a welcome, but two women welcomed me so warmly and walked with me and talked with me all the way to the priest, and then they presented me to the priest and I got another warm greeting. And it was so compelling, that extension of hospitality. I ended up coming back next week, even though I had not intended to, and the week after that, and the week after that. So it was that first step of hospitality that just grabbed my heart and changed my life. And I know that on the giving end, when I have made room for another in whatever circumstance that is, whether it is having conversation with my husband at the end of the day, or being at the bedside of someone who's dying, or listening very carefully to someone who needs to lay out their life with another person, that act of opening our own small self, opening our heart to listen carefully to another, it gives a little uplift of the heart, and where you know something is good, that good has happened in that transaction. So either giving or receiving of hospitality, all of this is a movement towards that sense of our interconnectedness with other human beings. And it moves us out of self-centeredness, which is a good thing. So I would ask us today, as we remember St. Benedict and give thanks for the rule, and his feast day was not too many days ago, so it's a good time to be doing that. And so let's do a little examine on hospitality, looking at the evidence in your own particular life of the goodness of welcoming the stranger and including the guest, and whether we are on the giving end or the receiving end of that, good stuff happens. So I invite you to settle back into your chair and just be very relaxed. If it's comfortable to you, uncross everything and just rest your hands, palms up. And today we're going to do both palms up as we move through this examen. So as you just move through your body, I would ask you to be aware of any tension that you might feel behind the eyes, just behind the eyes, and relax that tension, let it go. Move down into the neck and to the jaw, and wherever you detect any holding back, just experiencing that letting go. And let that warm glow then run down each shoulder, down into your arms, down into your hands, and just hold it there for a moment. Feeling that deep relaxation. And now returning your awareness back up to your throat. Allow that, the warmth of God's presence, to sink down into your organs, into your spine, into your hips, parting there, going down into the legs, all the way down into the feet. And again, just feel that awareness of deep relaxation. And now, having taken a moment for a bit of refreshment, renewal, and relaxation, let's begin to unwind your life, going back as far as you choose, maybe a few days ago or a week ago, months ago, years ago. Let's look for those specific moments in your life when someone extended love to you, another person welcomed you as the honored guest. You knew without a doubt that hospitality and love were being extended to you. Find a few of those episodes in your own life and just cherish the memories. Ask God to increase that feeling of that moment within you. Allow it to grow stronger, to take hold. Relish in it. Remember it. Let that treasured memory minister to you, that you might once again feel the warmth of the welcome. And now let us start again to unwind our lives, and this time our palms are still up. Both palms are up and resting on our knees. We're going to unwind our life and go back to find those moments in our lives when you were the one that made room for another person in your heart. You were the one that held the space for someone who needed a listening ear, someone who needed a little bit of your care. You listened deeply and you were very present to that little one of God. Again, hold those memories, treasure them. See if you can recreate in your heart the feeling that you had when you were the one who was offering the welcome. Just breathe it in. Allow God to strengthen within you that offering of love and hospitality to another. And now with our palms continuing to be in the upward position and open. Gracious God, we thank you for this time of remembering those moments of grace, the beauty of hospitality, the healing grace that comes when we open ourselves to make room for the other, or someone opens their heart to make room for us. We thank you for that gift and ask that it be increased within our souls. Amen. And now, let us welcome the beautiful voice of Leah McDonald, who is going to sing for us hymn number 9. Just for your information, this is one of 11 hymns in our hymn book that is appropriate to be used in morning prayer. And as you listen for the imagery. It's all about the beauty of creation, and allow yourself to be interconnected with the wonder of all creation. All creation created for you by the God who loves you.
Not here for high and holy things we render thanks to thee, but for the common things of earth, the purple pageantry of dawning and of dying days, the splendor of the sea. undying still through death, the resurrection of old. What time there comes the breath of dawn that rustles through the trees, and that clear voice that saith, awake, awake to love and work. The lark is in the sky, the fields are wet with diamond dew, the world's awake to cry their blessings on the Lord of life as he goes meekly by. Come, let the